Hello everyone and welcome back to Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek. We have reached episode number 34 and are now in July. I'm starting off on the road this morning as we've been doing a little bit of an overnight project. I've found that the fermenting silo has been sort of trickling through the grass and it's not going to process at the rate that we need it to get through all 600,000 litres odd of grass that we had. So I decided to transport the grass, the loose grass, to the bunker at the BGA. So I've been doing that back and forth overnight. It's been a bit of a long slog, but we are nearly there. And yep, we are also nearly there at the BGA as well. So it's getting light enough now we could turn the lights off and we can go and check out the pile of grass that we've created at the BGA. So here we go. We've had a nice healthy pile created, and I brought the IMT down here as well with a rented leveler and roller so we can make a nice neat pile. But yeah, I've been sort of compacting as we've gone as well. Every trip I've made I've sort of backed up and been able to compact it as we go and unloaded nicely into this pile here. So we'll just back up, and this is the last load of 66,000 litres. There's nothing left in the fermenting silo, so that is good. But let's get this dropped off here and then we'll check out how much grass we've got, see what we've got left to compact. Oh, does like doing this. I keep having to stop and start it so I can get going again. But yeah, the leveler and roller really do come in handy for making it look a lot neater and nicer. So there we go, that is all the grass in there, and the idea is that this can all ferment at once, and it will only take 1 month, one day for us to ferment it all, and then we'll get some sort of conveyor belt system to get it into the BGA hopper. So let's just park up the truck for now. This bunker bay looks to be fine for just parking it. There we go. So if we go and take a look at the bunker, we'll see how much we got. Yeah, we've got lovely peaks here that I need to level off. So quite a good amount of compacting already, 79%, so goes to show that when you drop it off, if you run over it, you can get it compacted reasonably well. But I have deployed the IMT with the leveler and roller, so that's been quite useful as well. But yeah, we had 565,000 litres here, so that's really good. We can get that conveyor belted over to the BGA when it's fermented, but next we've got to get it levelled, rolled, fully compacted and covered up. We take a quick look at the productions menu. We've got silage processing in the BGA. That's from some of the runs that we've done with the actual silage that fermented in our fermenting silo. But down here in the fermenting silo, we've got no more grass left, and we've got around 31,000 litres of silage, which we might drop off at the BGA later on today. But for now, it's over to compacting and levelling, and we'll jump in the IMT. Perfect machine for doing this job, and yeah, pretty much just been sort of driving back and forth trying to level it as best I can, and luckily got some control over the rear bit, which is handy. Yeah, if we drive over like this, we can level it, and then we'll just do a bit of rolling to neaten it off at the end. So leave this with me, and I'll see you when we're all level and compacted. There we go, compacting 100%. And yeah, probably over compacted it, but wanted to try and make it look a bit smoother and neater. Hopefully did an alright job there. By no means perfect, but yeah, that will do for us being compacted. So we can drop these, drop the roller off. And the leveler and roller do come in handy. It would be nice if you could have the leveler on the front and the roller behind, but the IMT doesn't have a front hydraulic, so yeah, never mind. So we can hop out and go and cover up our lovely grass, or chaff as it's called in there. So yeah, not the neatest, a little bit bumpy, but still that is alright. So yeah, we're going to leave that to ferment now, and then once it's fermented we can conveyor it into the BGA hopper, which is fantastic. We can just leave the IMT there for a little while, and next job is hopping in the truck, get the trailer back, and then it's going to be taking some wool to the spinnery, as we've got quite a lot of wool now, and yeah, I want to get the production started for making and turning the wool into fabric. So yep, we're going to go grab some of the wool from our sheep and take it to the spinnery. Right, just pulling into the ranch, and we'll unhitch, leave the truck trailer there, and yeah, you can see the fermenting silo ahead of us. Main reason for taking the grass over to the bunker is that we can process the silage all at once there, whereas the fermenting silo can only handle a small amount. And as promised last time, we collected up, forage wagoned all the grass from field number 1, the meadow. Did that off screen, as you've seen that many times before. But yeah, that's all collected, and that was part of what went over to the bunker. Yeah, so I think we had around 550,000 litres in that bunker, which is pretty good. That's going to make some good BGA profits. But for now, let's grab the trailer, the pallet lifting one, and we can get over to the sheep and go grab some wool to take it to the spinnery. Sorghum has gone at another growth stage, and yeah, it's looking pretty luscious. Alright, so we'll slowly drive down here. It's a little bit tight for a vehicle of this size, but yeah, we want to pick up the wool pallets nice and easily. You'll see there's a lot of eggs that we've got created. I'm waiting for the best sell price for those, which is November. And then our hay in the shed, which we made last session when we mowed this grass field, field 2 and 3. And all of our animals have got a nice bale of hay each as well, which they'll be working through, I'm sure, because they are very hungry. Okay, so we'll open up, and we should be able to just auto-load all these pallets in nicely, which will keep it nice and simple. There we go. I don't know if it's going to take that one there. Yep, it did. Excellent. So we can close up curtain, and we can drive on to the spinnery. Short drive, so yeah, I'll see you there. Right, here we are at the spinnery, and the deposit section is at the back here. I think we'll probably have to just try and line up and unload to the left. Might have to give a pallet a shunt or two to get it in there. So we can unfasten and drop off here. There we go. And I think, yeah, I can hear and see some wool going in. There we go, just needed a bit of persuasion, and in it is. So we've got 7,369 litres of wool there. We had a bit of fabric left over from last time, so yeah, we are going to be adding that into the next load, next batch. So we can activate the fabric wool production, and that's going to take 2 wool to turn into fabric. We've got 7,369 litres of wool, and that's going to roughly turn into around 3,500 litres of fabric. But yeah, fabric sells for a very good price, so that is going to suit us well. Get the curtain closed up again, and we can back out of here. Excellent. That's the wool dropped off and up and running, so let's get back to the ranch. Right, back at the ranch. And of course we could sell the wool directly to wherever the best price is, but the idea is to turn it into fabric, and that increases our profit return, but does just mean that we have to wait that bit longer to get that money. Alright, that's that dropped off, and I think that is probably going to be all the jobs that we can do in this month. So we might have to skip a bit forward to wait for our sorghum to be ready to harvest. The sorghum will be ready before the sunflowers. Let's just take a quick look at how they're getting on. So we've got some very infant sunflowers here, which are looking good, on the right track. And then we've got our sorghum over here as well, which yeah, is looking on track. So if we take a look at the crop calendar, we can see that our sorghum has got quite a short growth window. We can plant it in April, May, and it's going to be ready next month in August or maybe even September. Whereas our sunflowers have quite a big growth window, so we planted them back in April and they're not going to be ready till October or even November. So that's quite a long wait, but it will be worth the wait, that's for sure. So yeah, without any other jobs on the ranch to do, we're going to have to skip ahead till harvest time. Here we are in August, and as you can see, the sorghum is still not ready. It's just in the last growth stage, so very, very close. The sunflowers have grown a little bit taller as well, which is good. Now, yeah, we will have to wait till September to harvest these, but before we do, I think it's probably best we check over on the grass fermenting in the bunker at the BGA. So here's where we left it, and if we take a little look at the menu, we can see that it is 100%. Brilliant. I'm not going to open it just yet, as yeah, I think we will go and get some conveyors from the dealership so we can conveyor it into the hopper over there. I'm thinking we might get away with one, we might need 2, but yeah, we'll rent them, so let's go take a look. So luckily still got the IMT over this way, which we can use to ferry the conveyors. But let's take a look at what we've got. So we are definitely going to need the Lizard S710 to pick it up off the ground. So yeah, we can rent this. And then we'll see if we can get away with just this Grim SL80-22 Quantum. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to do the distance, but we will give it a go, and if not, then we can lease this as well to bridge the gap. Right, let's hitch up, and we can get this over to the BGA first. There we go, we'll deposit that there, and I might get it out now actually, so we can see how long it will go. But yeah, I think we are going to need something to bridge between the pickup and this conveyor here. So that looks pretty good, doesn't need to be too tall, so yep, we're going to need to get the pickup and the extendable. Got the pickup, so let's stash that further in. So yeah, we need to bridge that gap with the other extendable piece. So here we go, the TC816, so yeah, pretty much leasing every belt there is available. Right, we'll drop this off and I'll get it configured up so it all marries together. So I think that's set up how we need it, and no, we didn't need the bit that I did rent, we needed just another one of these in the middle, as yeah, the item I had previously is more for when you need to do a right angle in a conveyor belt sequence. So yeah, we just needed 2 straight ones. So we can hop in here. Actually, let's get it uncovered first. There we go. We should just be able to turn this on. Unfold it. And then should be able to turn it on. And I think with a bit of luck, these should probably fire into action as well. Yep, they all start automatically getting into it. And if we have a look here, there we go. Silage is being deposited. Now I have got a mod that doesn't switch off engines no matter how far away you go on the map. So these should keep processing, but they will sort of stop or slow down when the BGA hopper gets too full. I don't know how much it takes. So we've got 3,000, well, 4,500 litres now. It keeps moving up. So yeah, I don't know. I reckon the BGA could probably take a fair old capacity, but it's not going to take the 500,000 litres from here. We'll have to move these back a little bit later just to get these front sections. It only collects from whatever's in front of it, and yeah, we probably have to move it over this way and that way so it does pick up the whole amount. But yeah, that is up and running, so pretty cool that. Nice. But I've blocked my exit, so we're going to have to go the long way round. So we will leave that to process and come and check in on it later. Right, back at the ranch, and yeah, we're going to have to wait until our sorghum is ready to harvest, as that is the next job. Good morning. We're now into September, and we're at the BGA. We've been nursing the silage from the bunker into the BGA hopper, and yeah, it's been quite a slow process. I needed a bit of nursing to keep it fully running, and yet we're down to 64,000, so I'm hoping we're going to get this cleared up. And yeah, the rain has come, which is unfortunate, but what that gives us is time to get this finished off. And if we take a look at the map, we can see that field 4, 5, 6 and 7 with our sorghum is now ready to harvest. So let's finish getting this all into the BGA, and then hopefully by then the sun is on the forecast and we can get on to harvesting. Bit further into the afternoon now, and the sun has come out, which is lovely. And yeah, we've had to slow down time, and that's now brought the conveyor to a bit of a trickle with what's left in the bunker. We've only got 28,000 litres left to go in, but the BGA is full, so it's only going to drip feed it in. And yeah, that is a bit of a trick. You can obviously speed up time. That speeds up the processing of the BGA and means you can load it up with the conveyor faster. But obviously that means that time passes faster. But yeah, luckily we've had to wait for our sorghum to be ready to harvest, but now it is, and the sun has come out. We can go and get that sorted. But yeah, let's just take a quick look at the BGA. So 304,000 litres, it's been full for quite a while. We've got 157,000 litres of digestate, and yeah, we've got quite a lot in the bank, 533,000, but still with 304,000 litres of silage to process, we are going to be in the money once that has all processed. And we'll have a lot of digestate for our next seasons of crops and doing all the field prep. But yep, let's get back to the ranch and we can get on with doing our sorghum harvest. Field of golden brown sorghum. Look at that, lovely. And we've got yield bonus 98%, and it is fertilised 100% as well. So yeah, we should get a good yield from this. Although sorghum does yield slightly less than wheat and barley, I'm hoping this is going to go a long way for our chickens and for our horses, which are in desperate need of feed. Our sunflowers have also grown nicely tall as well, so yeah, they're looking pretty healthy. And yeah, we need to wait for them to brown off and be ready to harvest. And a lovely sight. We're at our horses because they have given birth to a lot of offspring. So yeah, we've got more horses here now. Luckily they've still got a good amount of base food, but we do really need that sorghum quickly. The chickens have entirely run out, so yes, sorghum will be needed. We take a look at our horses. We've still got our relatively young in the top horse pasture that can only take 5, but in our open pastures we've now got 6 in the first one and then a further 4 in the other one. So yeah, that is really good. So we welcome Molly, Utopia, Utara, Jake and Phantom. So yeah, brilliant. And as mentioned, the chickens have run out of feed, so they've completely dropped in productivity, so I need to get them some sorghum. Right, so hopping in the Mack truck, it's finally time to get underway with our sorghum harvest. So yeah, I'm going to be using this trailer to house the sorghum in, and then yeah, that can go into the silo at the main part of the ranch, and will also be used to feed our chickens. So I think we'll park that off there, and then I need to go and get the header out of the shed and then get the harvester in the case. And I think the header is this side of the shed, as in the hitch is this side of the shed. So let's just back up and get that. There it is. Let's get it out and in the right place. Probably drop it off there, as then that's the right orientation for the harvester to get into the field. In the harvester, our great case axial flow. Let's get off and away so we can start our sorghum harvest. Now on second thoughts, I think we're actually going to start down the other end, and that's so we can go clockwise around the field, which keeps the auger on the outside in case we need to offload. I think we're going to make it all the way around without needing to offload, but just in case, you never know. So let's drop off here and get the harvester unfolded, grab the header, and then we'll be underway. It is a fantastic sized header, this, the 45-foot draper, I think it is. But yeah, let's get it picked up, and I can see behind me and in front of me the grass meadow, and yeah, well, I guess both grass meadows now, we can call them, are full size again, ready to harvest that grass. So that yeah, come around quick. When we skip ahead time, it does mean that we end up having lots to do at once, but that's fine by me. More grass means more money. Here we go, starting our sorghum harvest for this season. And yep, it's an interesting crop to harvest because it leaves quite a lot of the stalk in place. It just harvests the sort of top fruit, as it were. But here we are, 10%. Hoping we should make it round okay, but if not, I can jump and get the truck. Yes, we're underway. So let's get this sorghum harvest so we can get this to our horses and our chickens. Sorghum harvested, which is fantastic. Had quite a few unloads as well, so that's a good sign for the yields. And yep, rather than ferrying the lorry around to come and empty the harvester when you're a sort of solo farmer, solo rancher, it's easier just to take the harvester over to the parked truck and trailer. But yeah, it would be handy if we had a worker who could come and unload us whilst we were on the go. But there we are unloading, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad from what's in the trailer. That trailer's got good capacity, so yeah, that means we've got quite a lot of sorghum, and this will hopefully keep our chickens and horses going throughout the next season. But yeah, we will have to probably plant something like wheat or barley for chickens, because that just yields much higher and the chickens go through it. So yeah, we do need to make sure we've got plenty in stock. Let's get the draper header unfolded. There we are. We can lower it down and drop it off so we can come pick it up. We can fold the harvester up again and just drop the header here. Tractor needs to put that in the shed because harvester's too big for that. Okay, park the harvester off. We won't bother giving it a wash because it's going to be needed for our sunflower harvest. And yeah, we'll have to get a corn header for that harvest. Okay, so let's jump in the truck and get the sorghum to the silo. See how much we've got. How much is there? 37,684 litres. Not bad at all. I think the barley or wheat yields would have been higher in the same field, just because it seems to yield higher. So yeah, although you get a benefit of sorghum, that it can feed both chicken and horses, so for the same feed you can feed all your animals, sorghum does yield less. So sometimes you might be better off doing two separate crops, barley or wheat for chickens and then oats for horses, because that just gives you more longevity of the crop. But yeah, sorghum has the benefit that it can feed both chickens and horses if you've got them. I've never taken the truck this close to the ranch house before, but yeah, we need to get this sorghum dropped off, so let's deposit it in. Lovely jubbly. So we'll get this parked off and then we'll be back with the case and the smaller class trailer so we can give it to our horses and chicks. Grabbing the class trailer so we can fill it up with sorghum. Now, in terms of next time's jobs, got a few things on the list. We are probably going to want to mulch the stalks of the sorghum that we just harvested, so that can go towards the next year's crops on that field. And then yeah, the grass fields are ready to mow again, so I might deploy Helper John to do that. But I am hoping primarily that our sunflowers are ready to harvest, because it would be good to get that underway, and then we can get the sunflower over to the oil mill and get that processing, because yeah, the sunflower oil sells best I think in January or February time. So let's fill it up with sorghum. Lovely. Got a lovely orange tint to it, sorghum. Okay, got lots of eggs. But yeah, not going to be having any more eggs if we don't feed these chicks. Right, feeding the chicks. I think they will take a fair bit because they're completely out of food. Right, that's the chickens full. 9,000 litres they took. But yeah, I think feeding chickens with sorghum can be quite expensive in terms of, you know, what sorghum is worth and how far sorghum goes. It's probably cheaper to feed them with something like barley or wheat, but nonetheless we've got horses as well, so it made sense for us to do that. And we only had space for one other crop because we wanted to do sunflowers. Right, let's give you some sorghum. Okay, they've got theirs. Right, here's some for you too. Sorghum for you. There we go, that's all three topped off. and we've still got 8,000 litres, so we can get that back in there. We need to try and use it sparingly. I am starting to worry that the amount of sorghum we've got is not going to do the chickens and the horses for the whole next year. But luckily the horses don't take too much. They have hay as their other part of the food, and that can be used to sort of reduce the grain that they eat. Right, we'll tip the rest back into the silo, and then we can get this trailer parked up. Yeah, it's been a very busy day, or few days I should say, because we are now into September. We obviously started in July, and we went into August, and now into September to make sure our sorghum was ready to harvest. That's all harvested now, and to fill the gap we went and got all of our grass over to the BGA, and we've got that compacted, fermented into silage, and then we use the conveyors to convert it all into the BGA, and that's been processing. We're up to nearly 550,000, and we've still got a fair whack in the BGA to process. So that is very, very good, and yeah, I feel like this is the year that makes the ranch grow and prosper for the rest of its days, because we've earned a hell of a lot of money from doing all that grass work. But yeah, this time around, now we've got 2 permanent grass fields, I think we don't need to go too crazy on grass. We can just have a steady income from all of that. And then of course we've got lots of productions to make money on. We've got bread that's been baking away for quite a long time now at the bakery. We've recently taken our wool to the spinnery, and that's going to make fabric which we can sell for a good price. And then of course we've got our sunflower that we're wanting to harvest, and that's going to be converted into sunflower oil, and we're going to be selling that for a good price for sure. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then please remember to drop a like, and if you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. But all that's left to say is, hope to see you again next time, and until then, I'll catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.